Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Snowfall Season 5, Episode 3, Lions. Franklin is filling everybody in on his run-in with Reed. They know that Grady is gone, but they can't say for sure whether he is dead or not. They just feel like Reed made him disappear. We all can agree that Reed has something to do with him not being here anymore. And Franklin said he doesn't need to know the truth. If the CIA says drop it, then he's going to drop it. Auntie Louie brings up Alton, and Reed possibly being the one to, well, I ain't no quotes because he really did do it, but she brings up the fact that Reed made Alton disappear. And again, Franklin, he's not worried about that. Whatever happened to Alton, he brought it on himself. And whoever the CIA says that we should work with, that's who we're going to work with. Auntie Louie also wants to know about this price cut again, and if it's still happening. Of course not. It is not happening. She says she made some promises, and he's just like, that's not my problem. You're going to have to break them promises. Louie says that she wants to talk to Reed herself, and of course, Franklin is like, I'm in charge. I'm the one that corresponds with Reed, and me only. Won't be none of that. You just stay in your place, okay? He kind of like scoffs at her and everything, like, girl, you're not that important. I correspond with Reed, and that's just that. Auntie Louie and Uncle Jerome, they go meet, and I don't know if this was their connect. Yeah, I would say a connect, another one of their connects. I don't know. She tells them, that there will be no price cut. They work for Stacy. So even though she's saying it's out of her control, they're like, well, I got somebody I'm answering to too, and they ain't gonna want to hear that it's out of your control. Like it's gonna be problems, and you already know it. Everybody, they start pulling out guns because you coming up here talking about that it's not gonna be no price cut. We got problems, so people are drawing guns. He says that, like I said, he got a boss too, and they better pray that when he brings this news back to the boss, Stacy, that he's having a good day, because if he's having a bad day, it's gonna be a bad day for everybody. Franklin is at the office, and girlfriend, y'all, I still ain't get the name. Vernita, is that, no, Vernay? It's some with a V. Should we call her V? I don't know. I just want to call her girlfriend because I really don't know. Anyway, they at the office, and she got some paperwork that she needs him to sign. He tells her that Grady is out and that they need to put his house on the market. She asks about Reed, and if, he asks him about his involvement with Alton's death, because he still ain't asked the question. Although it's, I guess, he's supposed to assume, he still hasn't straight up asked Teddy Reed, did you kill my daddy? He ain't asked him yet. You can see that his trust in Reed is kind of wavering. It's kind of like, I don't know about you. Like, you pulling strings, and it's starting to turn out more so not in my favor. And so I don't think that I don't think that Teddy Reed and Franklin's relationship is going to be a good one this go round. Not to say that it was a good one last time. It's just Reed is just, I don't know. He's just not trustworthy. Something about him is, it's just like his bottom line is the United States government, and that's it. He don't care about you. It's just the United States government and what is going to be best for the Republic. He on his B613. It's about the Republic. Anyway, Louie and Jerome, they're at the bar, and she gets a page from Stacy. He's still crazy as hell, and I was surprised that he lived, because I just thought for sure that he died in that hospital. But I guess they got some help, out of nowhere. He got some help, and and his life was saved, because here he is up in there reciting scripture and all of that. He's crazy. It's Tiana's birthday, and so we got balloons. It's a whole party, streamers, a whole party, and Tiana dead. He's becoming unhinged, but He has this dude tied up. And, you know, he's like, he got this sword and everything. He's crazy. He wants to see them, though, right away. So they need to get on over there. Like I said, he's having a party for his deceased daughter. He's still questioning his hostage. And out of nowhere, he just slices his ear off. And the dude's like, don't be getting blood on my balloons, on my baby balloons. Don't get no blood on my carpet. Make sure he don't get no blood on my baby balloons. I was like, now, Stacy. Never mind these balloons. Listen, the carpet is finna be soaked in the blood. Just done sliced the man's ear clean off his head. Anyway, back to business. Stacy, he ain't trying to hear nothing about that it's not gonna be a price cut. Y'all need to come back with something else because y'all said what you said. You made promises. And now you're trying to break your promise? Yeah, Stacy ain't trying to hear that. He says that they owe him, y'all owe me. $10K a key is what we said, and that's what it's gonna be, period. And Louis is like, okay, we'll work it out. We'll work it out, I guess, before anything escalates further because he's already unhinged. Outside, Jerome and Louis, when they get outside, they can see, they talking amongst themselves. He is crazy. Like, we're going to have to do something about him. What you think we got to do? They both, know that they have to figure out a way that they can get out from underneath him. Okay, Reed, he at his old office back in there. It's still lines of coke on the desk. So he dumps it in a box along with a picture of him and somebody. I don't know. It's an old war picture. Or when he was in the military, I should say. He throw that in the box too. Louis and Uncle Jerome, they pull up on Thelma and Louise. They picking up their kids from school. And Auntie Louie asked them if they know Mello. What you know about Mello? They do know Mello. He frequents the club that they used to work at. And the girl's like, used to? Child, we can't sustain our kids on this drug money. We still work there. Louis says that they need somebody to slide in his ear, let him see his potential, They need somebody to, make him feel himself a little bit more, so that they can be the master puppeteers that they are and get the people around in the hood to do what they want them to do. And so she says that, Jerome don't trust neither one of them, though. Jerome is like, we don't trust y'all anyway. Like, if it was up to me, y'all would be dead. And this whole conversation is happening in front of the children. I said, not in front of the children. You ain't going to tell that lady that if it wasn't for you, or if it was up to you, they'd be dead. You just going to say that in front of that child's mama? I guess it don't matter. It's just dog world. But one of Thelma and Louise, I'm going to call her Louise. She says that, she might be able to think of somebody that can help. And, she say the girl name is Puff the Magic Dragon. So they're going to get Puff the Magic Dragon to go on and lay that thing on them. Before Thelma leaves, though, she apologizes to Louis, talking about, I'm sorry. I apologize for shooting you, and I'm so glad that you made it. Anyway, Franklin, he meets with Teddy Reed, and Franklin, of course, is stressing the importance of this price cut once again. And Teddy Reed says he understands that it's a serious situation, but he don't think that the price is what the problem is. He thinks that it's, no. First he says, because I want to get this right, because Reed was on some other shit. He says he understands, he doesn't think that that's the issue. In his absence, though, Franklin has made himself like a middleman in his own operation. So the problem is, Teddy Reed says his prices are at market value. That's what they gonna be. But the problem is that he got to pay Jerome and Auntie Louie as well, on top of that, since they want to be in their own little side thing. So get your house in order, okay? Get your house in order. My profit margins are good, and don't ever come to me talking about I need to bring them down again. You just get your house in order. Fair. And Franklin just give that look like, all right, that's cool. And then he tell him, don't ever ask me out for coffee again, over something like this, trying to ask me to bring my prices down. And then Franklin, he has to combat that. And it's just like, don't ever roll up on my house again without me not knowing. My job, anywhere. Don't pop up on me without me knowing that you coming. Is that fair? Bitch. I really don't like Teddy Reed. Like, I really don't like him. Franklin does, I missed the whole part, y'all. My bad. Franklin does end up like, he can't really ask, can't really say the words, but Reed really, he gets it. And he gives him this whole story. Oh, I don't know what happened to your father, but I mean, he was mixed up with the CIA. He made a lot of people angry in the CIA, so anything could have happened. He just really drags the story on, and it's a complete lie. It's complete bullshit. And then he promises, I promise that I had no idea, or I had nothing to do with what, with the disappearance of Alton. I had nothing to do with that. Lies. He lying. Talking about he could be in a Cuban jail. Or dead. And we're going to go with the latter. They're going to do the drop. And this time, Gustavo is going to go there without Teddy Reed. And so, that's questionable. That's questionable. But he tells him, Gustavo going to meet you. I got something to do. So, I got to get some ducks in a row. And Gustavo is gonna go alone to the drop. Franklin should have knew then that some bullshit was afoot. Reed is at his office waiting on Gustavo to get there, to give him his marching orders. He gives him instructions to meet Franklin at a drop spot, but without him this time. Gustavo don't be asking no questions. He just do what he's told. Puff the Magic Dragon putting that thing on Mello at the club. She asking all these questions, and he finally like, what you doing? Like, what you really want? She, of course, again, she has to play her role, give the experience, keep his mind off of the fact that he a mark right now. And he throwing money and all of that. Like, he, telling her to take off her clothes, and she ain't supposed to. But for $2,000 extra, she'll show a little nip. A little titty. She'll show a little bit. Franklin, when we check in on this, they really didn't get nothing. Thelma and Louise like, you ain't getting nothing. But I mean, but they can see that he's just throwing out the money. Like, he's ripe for the picking, as Jerome would say. Like, he's really, you know how I get. You get that fast money. He in there now. He in there. Full steam ahead. Because it's about the money for him. He done already got a little taste of it. Franklin and Peaches, they at the spot. And Peaches, he's sniffing and coughing and carrying on. And Franklin is like, I'm going to need you to go on home with that, because you cannot be getting me sick. I don't need to be taking nothing back to whatever the girl name is. Girlfriend. He can't be taking nothing back to girlfriend. Franklin meets Gustavo at the new drop. This is a new drop. And this is per Teddy Reed's instructions, of course. And Franklin, he kind of picking his brain about Teddy Reed, and, just kind of popping back up on the scene. And he asking about Grady. And, like, Grady had a lot of ties here. Like, it just doesn't make sense that he would just up and leave. Personally and professionally, he had ties here. So that's just alarming, And while he's talking, he kind of looks up and sees a building, and he's like, one of them windows is open. So he just changes the subject, like, immediately. Well, kind of changes his tune, I should say. And now it's like, well, fuck it. Grady, he was reckless anyway. It was bound to happen anyway, right? And, Gustavo just standing there. But the whole time, Teddy Reed's sorry ass is up there listening with his little spyware, with his binoculars like a creep. Why is you doing all of that? I'm trying to figure out why you need to be all in his conversations with Gustavo. No, he don't trust you. And you know why. I just don't understand, Teddy Reed. What is your problem? Like, what's the end game here? What are you doing? What are we doing? Are we working together? Are you trying to, be underhanded and do some side shit? And I feel like it's only because he killed that boy's father. And so it's guilt that's got you needing to know what his conversations are like, or if he's trying to exact revenge. He gonna get that ass. He gonna get that ass, Teddy Reed. He gonna get that ass. It's gonna come soon, hopefully, because I'm already tired. I know I cannot be the only one tired of Teddy Reed. Like, I was actually, oh, yes, somebody else, yes. And now Grady gone. Anyway, Auntie Louie, she's at the club. And she gets a visitor. It's the dirty cop that's supposed to be doing, that's supposed to be looking out for her, protecting her. He in her office stirring a pot of neck bones. I don't know. He got a pot of grits, a pot of something. He really in there getting at it. Talking about his grandmama's recipe. It's missing something in her office. And she's like, this is my office. I need you to respect that. This is my office. Don't be coming up in here with your pot of greens all willy-nilly. But anyway, he says, and maybe I didn't pick up on this last time. I'm gonna have to rewatch. But he says that before that, Jerome comes in there, and Jerome, tells her that Thelma and Louise are there, and they got to go step out to talk to them. And she tells him, I'm gonna send Shell in here. Shell must be Sunshine. Y'all remember Sunshine? Listen. Pussy's so good that if you threw it in the air, it'll turn into sunshine. That's how Red Fox was looking. They was looking at the sunshine. They could just picture it, I guess that's what Shell be giving when she come around there to the dirty cop. So she gonna send Shell in there to keep him company. And before she gets out, he stops her and was like, remember we talked about that little piece of red meat. Now, I'm going to need that. And she's like, you asking for a big thing. And I'm like, what's the red meat? He asking for some more drugs, or like, what he want? Drop down in the comments. Let me know, because I'm lost. I am lost. But anyway, she says that, what you asking for ain't small. Like, it ain't no little nothing. So you're going to have to give me a little bit of time. I got all the balls in the air right now. Just give me some time. So, I guess it is what it is. Auntie and Jerome, they go talk to Thelma and Louise. And, they tell him he was throwing money left and right. Like I said, he's definitely ripe for the picking. So later that night, Jerome and Auntie talk. And they say that they're going to have to go, move ahead with Mello. But, of course, Jerome's still upset about Thelma and Louise. Like, he cannot wrap his head around these two being in the mix. Like, he's just like, I just don't understand. What game is this where we put money in their pocket after they done shot you? What game are we playing? And she's like, I'm not you more mad than I am. And then she gets this page, and it's from Mello. So, they go and meet up with them. They go and meet up with Mello and the gang, and Mello tells them that after the deal, or after the next drop, Stacy got plans to kill them. And so they like, what you telling us that for? He like, listen, because without, like, we got something in common. We both need Stacy out of the picture, and I don't think anybody gonna miss him. He's crazy. He's just spiraling, and we're all really tired of it. So he's ready to take the throne. By any means, they gonna do what they got to do. And Louie and Jerome, they're kind of talking through it, and she's like, so you go ahead and do that, and come back and let us know when you're ready to work. And he says, no, I'm gonna need y'all to do that because I can't be the one to do it. Like that's gonna be obvious. And so he gonna set it up, and they gonna go around there and do what he needs them to do. And she says, well, you're gonna have to put a little sugar on it for this type of heavy lifting. $50K. And he's like, okay, $50K. Well, you should have said $100K. And she says, well, $100K then, since you insist. Thank you. So that's that. He gives them an address where he'll be, and it's squared away. He'll call when it's time to do what it's time to do. Auntie Louie and Jerome, they go to the address, to the psychic, because they was gonna set him up. This was the setup. He had plans to go, and I guess he does this yearly on her birthday. Well, not yearly. I don't know how many years. The girl ain't been gone years, but it's her birthday, and he want to go see. He was going to go see a psychic so he could talk to her, and he would have been alone, you know. So it's the perfect setup. Anyway, Auntie Louie and Jerome pop up at the psychic first, and you know they knock on the door. Listen, this lady is giving witch. She giving witch lady. But she answered the door, and I want to say she was speaking Creole. I don't know, but Louie turns on a whole Creole accent of herself, and they, you know, make their way in. She got money, you know, so the lady she's all welcoming them with open arms when you got wads of cash. Like most psychics, listen, the more money, I got you. I can say whatever you want me to say. Oh yeah, I see it in the globe. I see it. You got some more money? Okay, yeah, I see it. So yeah, she was down to let them in once that money came out. Because at first she was trying to shoot him away, trying to tell them come back tomorrow. But no, here's this money. We're gonna talk about it today. Franklin and Louise, you know, one of Thelma and Louise. Franklin and Louise, they go back to that drop spot. And Franklin want to take a look inside. You know, she's apprehensive, of course. Like, I ain't going in there. I'm black. I don't just go in random abandoned buildings for no reason. I'm black, not white. Okay, I'm black. And he's like, listen, you see something you don't like, shoot it. Let's go. So they go on inside and go upstairs, and he looks down and sees and like, ain't that about a bitch? This where this motherfucker was at. So he was watching me. He was watching you. He was definitely watching you. Why? We don't know. Stacy, he get to the witch lady house, and he combing his hair. He getting all, you know, he getting all spruced up because he gonna go in there and talk to his daughter. When he gets to the door, she lets him in with open arms, you know, all welcoming, and maybe that's probably out of character because he was like, are we good? Because maybe she's not as friendly, but she was real friendly this time. And then out walks, you know, through the beads, comes Auntie Louie and Jerome with their guns drawn. Yeah, so we heard that you was going to try to stick us up at the next job. And we don't like that. We don't appreciate that. We can't roll with that. And then, you know, the screen goes black. So it's like, damn, Stacy. Mello and the gang, they show up to the club, and Louie and Jerome are waiting. You know, he wants proof that Stacy is really gone. So she throws out his locket that he always wears with Tiana and his baby mama's picture on the inside. And he's like, yeah, keys to the kingdom. Well, you know, I can't gloat too much. Like, you know, I got to pour something out for the homie. And out comes the homie, Stacy, and the rest of the homies with their guns drawn. Like, so what was that? What was that? You was gonna do what? Judas. You Judas, motherfucker. You Judas. And he just, you know, of course, he's like, wait, Stacy, wait. And the man name on the show is Scully, if you didn't know. But I'm calling him Stacy because I met him as Stacy. Back on the wood, I met him as Stacy. And so he gonna be Stacy forever to me. This is what it's given. Stacy was given this very same as a character. This very same thing. That was Stacy, so he gonna be Stacy. Anyway, Stacy get him in the headlock, choke him up a little bit, you know, reciting scripture and all. Free your soul. Let your soul be free. And breaks his neck. And then get up, stand up, quoting some more Old Testament scripture. They just looking at him like something is off. Something is really wrong with him. But anyway, he you know, respect. Thank you for being loyal, because you could have pulled the trigger and you did not. And they like, listen, you could have did the same thing in that hospital, remember? You know, like, we got you and you got us. Like, we loyal. We down. He gives Jerome the locket and everything, you know, go on and keep that. They are going to go back to business as usual, the way things were. 10K a key is cool. You know, it is what it is. On his way out, she's like, what about the money? And, you know, he said, y'all keep that. I don't want that juju on me. But he going back to the headquarters to go torture the other two boys that was with Mello. So He got things to do. See y'all later. Franklin is at work, and she girlfriend, she sees her man is looking down. She's asking him what's going on, because apparently minutes before, they had made a big deal, made some more millions. And so what you got to be sad about? He just got a lot on his mind. And she like, you want to, I can put that thing on you. You want to have sex? You can release the endorphins that way. He said he gonna have to take a little rain check on the puss. He gonna take a rain check on that. And then Wanda drops by. Wanda, she's skirting around, the topic. She want a job, basically. And so he figures it out. You need a job, Wanda. All right. And she's like, you can take your time as far as finding my position. Don't take too much time. A bitch is broke. I'm gonna need a job, so thank you. So, thank you for that. He gonna give Wanda a job. I feel like he should put her maybe in the office somewhere, over there at the brokerage or at one of his properties. Don't put her back in there cutting drugs. We cannot have Wanda sliding back. So go on and give her a good position, Franklin. Franklin and Peaches, they meet with Louie and Jerome for the drop. Louie once again asking about Teddy Reed and this price break. And Franklin says that he's tired of talking about this, and Louie is just like, well, you won't let me talk to him. So excuse me for wanting to know what the fuck he said. And he says, oh, you want to know what he said? I do. And he's like, well, he said that, the price is the problem. You two are the problem for breaking off and doing your own thing. Bring everything back home under one umbrella, under one roof. And Louie is like, that's not going to work for me. Auntie Louie was saying she not going to let him, drag her back down. She can't be associated with that bullshit. Like with his bad decisions, they fall back on them. And she can't put her life and Uncle Jerome's life in danger anymore over his BS decisions. Jerome tries to interject. And then Louie is like, it's between us, it's between me and Franklin. I got this. And then she's like, all right. He's like, okay, well then get it then. Handle it then since you got it. Franklin says that, that's right. I can agree to that, because I ain't think Uncle Jerome was the one that wanted to break away anyway. Like, I felt like that was more of a you thing. But I understood that and I let it slide because I knew you went through something traumatic. Uncle Jerome, like, you let it slide. Yeah, I let it slide for you. For her. That's what I did. Like, and then Uncle Jerome says, don't be talking out your neck, little boy. And then Franklin is like, well, tell me what she wants then, Unc. What does she want? And Uncle's like, ask her what she wants. And so he asks, what do you want, Queen Louie? And then she's like, I want to be out from under your thumb. I don't want to be up underneath your thumb. And he says, listen, we all got to answer to somebody. I got to answer to the CIA. So it just is what it is. You're not going to get out of that. Like you're going to have to answer to somebody. And he tells her, like, I'm answering to a man that disappeared my father. Like, this is just what it is. The same thing can happen to us if we don't continue to sell this man's drugs. Fall in line and stop asking me about this damn price break. If I got to hear about the price break one more time, y'all can just break free, for good. Just break. We don't even need to work together no more. Break. He fed up, he get all in her face, he say, I don't want to hear about these kilos, this price cuts anymore. You want to go on your own, fine, but don't get in the way of me getting mine. Because trust and believe, I'm prepared to do whatever I need to do. And he walk on out, and it's Peaches, let's roll. So he and Peaches get in the car, and that's that. They roll on out. Not Peaches, Louie, of course, and Uncle Jerome, they just standing there looking cheap. It's always, Uncle Jerome don't do enough for me. For him to be such a muscle, Auntie Louie do all the talking, she do all the negotiating, she does all the work, she does all the work. Like, Uncle Jerome, you the one should have been having this talk with Franklin, not Auntie Louie. He rolling up in Auntie Louie' face, Uncle Jerome just standing there. this is backwards. She be rolling up in the most dangerous situations with him behind her. She leading the way. But I mean, that's just how it is. That's just their dynamic. He gonna follow her wherever she need him to go. Wherever she going, he gonna follow. Anyway, that's the end. This was it's kind of filler like. It's very soon for filler like episodes, but it got good towards the end. You know, I love a Franklin Saint monologue when he be getting their asses together, cause they be forgetting, you know, who run this thing, who's in charge of the girls. Franklin Saint is in charge of the girls, if they didn't know. Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.